Do you know what's wrong? So many things in this world are wrong that we don't even take notice to. When we think about economies or government or who is living here and doing what, it doesn't seem to be any question as to why we're here or what we're doing. We just kind of do it, and we maybe enjoy it and maybe we don't. Is that a problem, or is it a good thing that we're so blissfully ignorant of where we live and what we do that the life we live becomes sort of memorable in a huge combobulation of things we do like and don't like? It's quite strange to think that the world that we live in and the governments that we obey to are the order, or the services that they put in our hands for our good, sort of purvey the order that they deem to us. This rule of law, this rule of equality that we abide by. I'm not saying that certain people and groups don't deserve the same rights, which of course we do, but it's a fact that some sort of body deserves more so than us. When we talk about corporate socialism, is that ring any bells? Nobody likes socialism, no. Everyone hates socialism because it fundamentally doesn't work, right? Then how come all the huge oligarchs around the world are able to access such a thing whenever they desire? Think of the Great Recession of 2008, or even right now. Every large company that you can think of, Amazon, Google, the Koch brothers as an example, oil companies around the world, they're all being propped up. Huge corporations are being propped up because of the money they may lose in the stocks during this financial crisis, or more of a health crisis. And does that matter? Does that really matter to any of the normal people, the vast majority of people? No. But what does matter is that when these people that haven't or have been given money, also go ahead and fire people from their companies during this crisis, even though they're getting money from the government to take away the impact that the crisis is having onto them. Would most governments give people money just straight up to help them leverage the impact that the crisis is having? No. But yes, countries like Australia and New Zealand are in fact doing that. Countries in Europe kind of do that. Countries like America definitely do not. In America, there's 15% of people that are unemployed right now. That's like 30 million people that don't have a job in America. Sure, that's not like Australia, where only 1 million people maybe don't work. Well, that's fine. It's fine, I guess. You know, in Australia they also give you money, so the money goes through the businesses, so you keep those people hired during the crisis. And in America, the government just gives the big companies money and they still fire people. They will still get rid of the workforce that they need. Is it temporarily? Oh, we don't know. Depends how everything is when it opens up again. Oh. What about if we make sure? What if we legally put in place that you have to keep these people hired? Oh. Yeah, maybe not. What if we put in paycheck protection in place? Oh. We can get around it. We're losing so much money. Have you really lost so much money? The Fed in America is literally printing money. Well, we're quantitatively easing the impact of the economy that the road has had on us, of course. Okay, so you print money and you give it to these big corporations that will buy their own stock. to artificially inflate the price of their stock to make it seem like your GDP and your stock market and your economy's going great. Is that what you do? Oh. That's great, isn't it? That you do that. In places like El Salvador, the deflation of their country is completely opposite to what is happening everywhere else. They still have the coronavirus. It may only be like, oh, sorry, I shouldn't have said that. The Rona. Their economy is deflated by 0.4% since April and 8% since January. Everything's going down in price and they don't know what to do about it. Why? Because all of their trading has stopped and the only things they can make have to decrease in price in order to compete with the fact that they can't trade. You'd think everything would go up in price. Well, no, it didn't go up. It went down. So should they increase taxes? Or should they decrease taxes so everyone has more money? Or should they print more money like America's doing? In their case, they should be printing money because they have been deflating for 4 months. That's crazy, right? I know. So crazy. India and China recently got in a fight. A little sprawl, like, we hate each other. At some place called like Naku La Paz. Because every country, after this inquiry that most countries are doing, want to flock to India because they're known to be democratic and capitalist at heart, unlike those communists over in China. China have 3 economic zones and India have 8. And a lot of these countries, Western countries like America and Europe, I guess they're still Western, and Australia, I've got to go all there and do business there, right next to the person they're getting away from. And so China doesn't like that, and so they're going to really try and get that back from India. So I guess that means there's more tension there now. Yay. Guess that's good. Let me switch to the corporate camp. America's meant to elect a new president at the end of the year. Or not a new president. It could be Donald Trump again for another 4 years, which it's arguably just as good for the country as electing black kids can be as good as white kids, whatever he said. Go to joe30330.com. Go to, you know, the thing. The slowly dying man known as Joe Biden. Good job. Good job. You could have had Bernie Sanders or Andrew Yang. But no. You get Joe Biden. Get Joe Biden. Oh, I love Joe Biden. Makes my loins tingle a little bit on the inside, you know what I mean? He's been pressed with sexual assault allegations by some person named Tara Reid. And only now has the media picked it up as a serious case, because initially they were thinking, oh no, of course, Joe Biden running this whole campaign on moralistic values and we all have to get together and do it as a team. He said within the first 100 days he'd pass the Equality Act, which, wow, I love the Equality Act. It serves everybody so right, just to be equal. Yeah, okay, cool. You lean left on the social and cultural side of things, but even people like Obama and Joe Biden, I guess, were fundamentally more right, which I guess America is more conservative than a lot of other countries, and yet they still are disgusted by the idea of Donald J. Trump. But fundamentally, he has a lot of things right that right now the Democratic Party in America does not. Nancy Pelosi wants to mean test help for the pandemic. What? Oh, we got to mean test to make sure that the right people get the right income. It's like, well, everyone is affected by it. So maybe we should give everyone the same amount, like $2,000 a month. Donald Trump's actually, a lot of the time, outflanking the Democratic Party, like Nancy Pelosi and AOC. Recently, a person named Ilhan Omar actually backed the APEC inquiry into Iran, which, yeah, I guess that means someone from Iran wants to actually be political with Iran instead of having these deals with them, like when they had the nuclear deal in 2015 with Iran and America, where they wouldn't sanction Iran anymore if they stopped making those nukes. Donald J. Trump was like, we're going to sanction you anyway. We're not going to go to war with you, but you have to deal with it. Yeah, he bullied him. But I guess it worked, didn't it? Another thing, I guess that if you were going to elect somebody that is cognitively inclined, it would be Donald Trump. But nobody wants to do that because he's a sexist and he's a rich man and whatever. But you're not going to vote in the demented man as well, are you? Sometimes you think you'd want to live in Australia, a place that actually has dealt with such a thing quite well. Maybe you would. Anyway, I'm going to head off. Have fun. Hit subscribe, like, comment, hit the bell. Enjoy.